Hello, hope you are doing well. First up, thanks a lot for making yourself available for our session on automating the digital media supply chain. I welcome you all for this session on behalf of our entire Acheron family. Well, let me introduce myself. I am Vivek Venkatraman. I go by Vivek, principal at Acheron, primarily responsible for customer success and business development. I come with 10 years of experience specifically on digital asset management, enterprise content management, and process automation area. I worked across the globe, specifically in the North American region and European region. I enjoy the thrill of discussing with customers their challenges across various business domains and working in my own world of how the technology can solve those business challenges. Happy to meet you as part of the session. As part of the session today, we'll quickly have an overview of who we are and then we'll take a deep dive into a solution which talks about how we help you in managing your digital media supply chain, where we'll spend some time to understand the evolution of the solution with what we faced in the industry and how the solution solves the problem. And then quickly we take a deep dive and have a quick tour of the solution, and we conclude the session by introducing some of the plugins we have to different leading applications and the benefits of the same. There is also time at the end of the session for a Q&A where you can provide any questions that you have or ask for any additional details. You can meet us at our booth where our representatives are available to assist you with the best information. So, to give a quick overview of who we are Acheron, primarily partners with OpenText for the last 8 years. We design and deliver solutions on top of customer experience management, extended ECM, and process automation, which is nothing but AppWorks. We predominantly work in the space of media and entertainment, life sciences, and retail industry. And one of our key strengths is extending OpenText application to different leading applications. Specifically, we are specialized in integrating with Salesforce and SAP. In terms of business portfolios, we have four key areas in which we operate. One is technology consulting, wherein we provide ensure that there is a successful implementation for customers. Managed services, where we provide both functional as well as technical managed services. And in the last 2 years, specifically heavily in the North American region and Canada, we have seen a lot of cloud digital transformation and cloud migration exercise. And we have been part of this where we not only help you migrate, but also ensure that we support you in the cloud of your choice. And then we have a dedicated product development team which is focused on developing package solution and tailored to key verticals solving a specific business problem. And today's session is primarily around one of those turnkey solutions which the team has built. As you may see here, our package solutions are spread across different business verticals and domain, and be it on packaging, be it on licensing management, be it on license management, compliance for life sciences, capture to outcome solution, where we digitize all your paperwork to digitized document, automating the workflow, and also environment health and solutions for utility and manufacturing industries. But today, we'll be focusing upon the media project management solution, which helps predominantly in the automation of the digital media supply chain. So to give you a quick overview of the solution, let me go back a few years, rewind myself a few years back and walk you through how our journey started, right? So as I already said we have been heavily working with different media and entertainment companies. What, as part of our journey working with different customers, we kept hearing some of the challenges, unique challenges, and we also found those challenges were repetitive and common across different customers which we have been working upon. So that is when we thought, okay, let us take an organized approach of understanding these problems and how we can solve these in a more methodological way. Wherever you look in the modern world, media is all around, be it from street signs, be it to product packing, to video games, TV, and internet. Wherever you look in the world, there is media. With expectations on modern media departments so high, ironically, what we have also seen is the budgets are sometime at an all-time low, or the budgets are always a constraint, specifically on the marketing side. So the question is, how do you produce great quality, brand and legally compliant media and assets on time and yet on budget? Right? So that's the key challenge, key question that lies in front of us. So with that, what we did is there are a lot of key areas, but we were able to categorize those challenges into 4 key problem spaces. So that's what I'm going to elaborate you as part of the next few minutes. Some of the key challenges the industry faces, and then talk about how our solution mitigates the same. So the first of the problem is inefficient and costly production process. See, we work with big enterprises, and what we found is there is an overall ineffectiveness in the processes, and sometimes we were also surprised there were even lack of basic process. Project managers or coordinators on one side are unable to find or stay on top of their daily activities that are really happening within the organization. When I go to the other side of the spectrum, the brand managers, creative directors, and designers, they are unsure of their priorities and overall timelines for them to really manage their task. And at the end, everyone spends too much time on searching for information at different places, and it becomes inefficient. The second challenge is that of technology. Well, I started my session saying I'm a believer that technology is going to solve or take us to the better space as we move forward in this world of digital transformation. But now why I'm contradict my statement? While technology can be a great time saver, having too many disconnected tools can also be a great time waster, right? So people don't know which systems to look for informations within. We have seen cases where with customers, I was having a chat with one of an executive where one of the scenario where consistent challenge was the setups were incorrect, and sometimes the users just don't know how to use the tools they are given due to maybe lack of overall training and guidance. But the key thing that she said was different tools work in a different way, and it's tough for my business user to adapt to use each of those tools in its own unique way, right? And that was a prime challenge with using multiple disconnected tools. Third is the problem of collaboration. This is again, right? We are living in a world where we are conquered distance. We say it's a collaborative world. Yes, it is. I can reach out to anyone, anywhere in the globe at any point in time. I can have a group call. It has eventually become collaborative. There are so much tools available. But the challenge is within the organizations which make these tools for collaboration, are there enough collaboration or quality collaboration happening, right? Many people working on modern media project, often large groups of those are working remotely from one another. This has not to do with just this pandemic. Even pre-pandemic, when I was working with companies, there are global organizations, teams are spread across, and it is difficult for everyone to stay in touch, and even simple communications get readily lost. There is communications everywhere, within your messengers, it's on emails, it's on phone calls, everywhere, right? So how do you collectively manage and have an effective collaboration? These are the three broad areas of problems we saw in the industry. One is collaboration. The key thing is different technology and disconnected tools, and lack of better process management. Now, while these three cater to the production, how fast you can produce your content, the last challenge was the compliance. So here we come to the issue of compliance. While in many, or depending upon which organization you are in, it might be just ensuring that the assets comply with brand standards. But in other organizations, specifically in pharma or life sciences, the legal requirements that needs to be met are stringent, and failure of which will result in costly fines and beyond. So we have seen the four challenges. So what's next, right? So that's when we took these problems, did our whiteboard, and say, okay, how can we attack this in a more efficient way? When we did our research, right, what we also found is, when we are working on a solution, international research firm IDC found that through well-managed digital media production processes, organizations increase their productivity on an average by 34%. In fact, in best cases, organizations even saw a 40% better increase. And once you have your processes streamlined, you also get a hidden benefit. We saw those companies where we implemented the process automation, they also saw a 28% decrease in cost of their producing assets. So, as a user of OpenText Media Manager or OpenText Content Solutions, how can you achieve this? Process automation is becoming way more critical than ever for digital transformation. So it's time for all of us to refocus process automation to rescue your digital transformation. With that being said, so what are you looking for? If you're here for this session, maybe are you looking for better ways to manage your content? Are you looking for better ways to provide different user experience, because there are different personas in your organization, each wants different ways of working in the tool? Or are you looking for an end-to-end campaign management solution to effectively manage your resources? Or are you looking to leverage your investment on top of the existing OpenText products that you have made? Another key thing which we also found when enterprises is, it's not just one solution. There will be some applications within your technology stack which the solution that you bring in has to integrate in a more seamless way, so that the change management or the seamless journey of your technology flows smooth. We have here different nomenclatures again, right? We heard it can be, maybe you're calling it as a digital media supply chain, maybe you want to do an advanced media orchestration, or you're looking for a next generation content factory within your organization. How you want to achieve this? So our solution is the media project management solution is the solution which is going to make your life better, as well as which is going to solve all these key challenges. And let me take you through what this solution is all about. So Acron's media project management is the only media project management solution that provides a seamless integration to OpenText Media Manager, all the way from the creation of asset to review and publishing to downstream and consumption. It's all managed in one single tool, right? It increases the efficiency of your project teams, providing the right information at the right time, all directly from within your DAP. The solution provides all the tools that you need to plan, create, and review your media assets. And most important, once again, it's built on top of your existing OpenText DAM, ensuring that the thousands of dollars that you spent still remains the heart of your entire production process. So to give you a big logical overview of what the solution is all about, the solution consists of two key pillars. One is the request management module and the other is the campaign management module. Let me first talk about the campaign management. This is your project management module which handles your end-to-end project and campaign planning and tracking, wherein you can manage your resources, you can manage your tasks, you can manage your deliverables, you can manage your dependencies, how do you manage your teams, and how do you even track your project based calendars as well as dependencies using Gantt and everything. With better collaboration, all happening within the context of the campaign and project. And then this also provides intuitive user interfaces based on persona, where your designers and approvers have their specific views, how they want to upload their assets as well as how they want to review the content. And then it also provides integration to different downstream applications so that the assets that got generated from your campaign can be pushed downstream. Maybe you want to push it to a campaign on Salesforce. Maybe you want to push it to your YouTube channel, or maybe you want to share it to your different social media. All those things are managed here. Last, it also has powerful analytics which gives you key insights for a performance driven marketing. Now, this solves all the project management problem. Then what is this module is all about? So what we found out is when we were working with customers, not all requests or everything that happens within an organization is a complex or a massive project. There are predominantly several use cases around a simple fulfillment use case. Or let's say you have an idea or a request which goes to a simple ad hoc 1 or 2 or 3 steps processes, post which either it gets fulfilled or it is parked, or it can get converted to a project of how you want to execute it. So this module supports that, wherein you can have your multiple requests, each having their own intake forms and different workflows, and it can be managed with, you can create ad hoc processes on the fly and manage them. And the best part is you can, if it's a simple fulfillment, maybe you repurpose your asset and give it to the sales guy who asked for an asset, or a quick search, find and deliver an asset it can be, or it can be a simple transformation. Maybe you're working on a different format of images that is needed. So all can be captured here. But if there is a point where, okay, you are collaborating on an idea for a campaign, and once the idea and budget and everything is approved, you want to launch the campaign, you can convert those requests into the campaign. It is deeply integrated so that once your upstream ideation process is approved, you can convert that to a campaign, and based on your templates, you can manage them and work them moving forward. So in short, why NPM? As you might have seen, in terms of the approach that we took, this is tailor-made towards the challenges that we saw on the field, and it's a 3.5 years of customer-driven development. We have customers who have been in this application for more than 3 to 3.5 years, and they have been part of the advisory council, shaping the solution not just in terms of functional aspects, but also in terms of user experience, and foreseeing what are the vision that they have in their roadmap, so that the solution is up to speed in terms of their transformation, how things are moving through. One of the customer also provided a comment during this pandemic that with this solution, the remote working has been more seamless, and there has been no impact with their work. And another thing is, it is a seamless integration to your existing OpenText DAM, and it's fully supported, meaning, let's say, at any point of time as part of your OpenText platform upgrade, you need not worry about the project management or the complex processes you have built in, because it's a productized support for upgrades of OpenText that we have. And last but not the least, yes, you get a jump start to the solution, but that does not limit you to it. You do not, what we have seen with customers is, because maybe they have a product which they are forced to use it and are forced to take updates. Eventually what happens is you change your business operations to the way how the tool behaves. But with MPM, you can configure the solution to how your business really want to operate. You can extend it not just for your current processes, but also for any future processes or business workflows. You can extend the platform and configure it to your needs. And to summarize once again, it's all one system, one technology, one vendor, ensuring that there are no content chaos being created and everything is managed much more efficient. I hope this gives you a fair understanding of what the solution is all about, how we solve your business problems, and how the journey evolved. With that being said, we'll quickly give you a tour of what the solution is all about. So let's take a time and look closer into our solution and see how how it could work within your business. It's time for a quick demonstration. Let me pass it over to my colleague Gunalan, who will be taking you through a quick tour of our solution. Gunalan, over to you.
Hello everyone, that's me Gunalan Selvam and I'm a product manager in Acron. In my role, I'm responsible for product development and innovation within Acron. I have approximately 20 years of experience in the field of design and development of products. And I've done a couple of ethnographic studies and also have a couple of patents in this regard. I would love to collaborate more with those who are interested over LinkedIn. And first, let me thank Vivek for elaborating on the need for MPM and giving an overview of how we can benefit using MPM. In this session, I would be brushing upon the features available in MPM that can really make a difference in the way you handle digital media lifecycle. Let's get started. Broadly speaking, we can take a look at MPM through 4 different eyes. The project manager or campaign manager point of view, the creative designer or design agency point of view, and the media approver point of view. We would also have a requester who would be requesting content but may or may not be involved in the media project management workflows. Obviously, all these personas work in tandem, and hence I will be showing how a project can be managed effectively using MPM. Let's now see as a requester how I can create a request and also monitor the progress of my requests. As a requester, I need to be able to provide a detailed information about the campaign and also specify the media requirements in terms of context, size, format, etc. Now I've logged in as Joe, the requester, and here I get to see all the requests that I have created recently. I have the facet and search facilities which I can use to narrow down to the request that I'm interested in reviewing, and I get to open the request and see the details within. So here I can track at what stage it is. So using this I can follow up and get things moving as per my requirement. Now I also get to create new requests. So I have a populated templates which I can use in order to create requests quickly. So in the interest of time, let me just take a draft form, a draft request that I have created. So here you can see how things can be configured to convey what is required as part of this project. Now I can go ahead and see here I've also configured what file format I want, what is the resolution that I require. So this format can be configured based on business requirements. Now I can go ahead and submit this, and once I submit this request, it goes through an approval cycle like we saw, and once it is approved, then it gets converted into a MPM project. Now that we have seen how a request can be created and approved to get converted into an MPM project, let's now see the campaign manager capabilities within MPM. So here we see that the project or campaign manager would be predominantly creating and managing projects that are a result of media requests that have been approved by the management. Obviously, the campaign manager needs to be able to collaborate with project teams, assign tasks to team members, and have a visibility of all tasks progress, and also review on the overall project status. Now let me log into Media Project Management as Paul, the campaign manager, to see the capabilities that Media Project Management has offered to me. Here I get to see all the projects that have been converted from the requests that have been approved. So here I have same facilities of facets, search, and I can also toggle between list view and card view to get a better perspective of the projects that I have to concentrate on. Now let me quickly get into a project to see that had been just recently converted from the request that has been approved. So here I get to see all the details that had been shared as part of the request, and the details that are required for me to manage this project. So here we have the standard project level attributes, which include dates, priorities, owners, and the description of the project. And as well, we have the custom attributes like the brand, family, and the actual budgets and all those stuff. Now I can quickly get into the tasks to see what are the tasks that have been created as part of this particular workflow template. Here again, I get to toggle between list view and card view, and I can see what are the tasks that are in different swim lanes in the workflow. Now here I can filter the tasks by specific resources if I want to take any action, like if I want to reassign a particular task to somebody else because of some exigencies, I can go ahead and do this reassignment like this. So I can change the owner here. I can as well get into a task to see what are the deliverables within this task, and I can also get to add deliverables on the fly in the progress. Now let me show how I can create a new task when the project is actually in progress. I can just open this, I can create a task like this and assign it to a role, a team, and I can either choose a member or I can leave it blank so that the members can select to claim and work upon this task. I can add a predecessor to this where I get to select which task needs to be completed in order for this task to get started. I can define the priorities, I can define the dates, and then I can just save. Now let me quickly get into a project that is already in progress so that we see the capabilities that are there in other two tabs here. So we've already seen the overview tab, we've also seen the tasks tab. Now let's get into the assets tab. So here you get to see all the assets that have been uploaded, reviewed, and maybe in progress within this particular project. Now here you have the capabilities of selecting individually and either downloading files, or you can even share it directly to users either as an email attachment or as an email link. So these capabilities are available. Now you can also download this as individual files. If you have QDS installed, it gets downloaded through the QDS. So here you also get to see what type of file is being uploaded and what is the version of the file that is current. So here you can also, if you have a version here, you can go and see what are the previous versions, and you can get to see the details of these versions as well. Now you can even download individual files and share individual files from the assets tab. Let us get into the comments section and see how we can collaborate at the project level and as well as at each deliverable level, individual deliverable level. So at project level, you can get to collaborate with the entire team, and at the deliverable level, you can get to collaborate with specific people who are responsible for those tasks. Here I'm into another project just to show that we can also get the Gantt chart configured to get a better perspective of the workflow and the project status. We can also switch between month view and week view to get a better perspective of the project flow. Now as a project manager, I can also get to look at the calendar module where I can get a better perspective of my team utilization. I can get to filter by projects or by resources, and then get to see how the resource is being planned upon. Now as a project manager, I also get to see the reports dashboard, which I can configure to extract the statistics that I am interested in. Now let me see what are the other options I have for creating a new project. So there are these three options from where I can create a project from scratch using this blank project option, or I can create project templates and then later create projects from those templates. Now let me quickly show the templates that I have already created based on different workflows. and I'll get into one of these templates to briefly explore what are the capabilities within this template. Now here we have all the attributes related to the project similar to whatever we have for the project. We have custom attributes and project related attributes, which will just be missing the start dates and end dates. We also have the tasks pre-configured based on the project or requirements. Now here, this will not have any specific start dates and end dates. It will have durations and dependencies defined based on the workflow that I am interested. It will also have users configured if required. Now let's quickly see how we can create a project from these templates. Now when I'm inside these templates filter, I can go ahead and click on these action icons to initiate a project from one of these templates, which will open up the template project creation form. So, or I can also do the same from here. So I can click on this in order to initiate this project creation from a template. I can select one of my templates and I can configure the attributes based on my requirement and go ahead and create this project. Also, we have another option of creating a project from already existing project. So we have a copy action here, which we can use in order to create a copy of a project which is already running successfully. And from here, we can configure different attributes based on the current requirements. The capabilities of the campaign manager, let's go ahead and see what I can do as a designer using NPM. So basically, as a designer, I need to be able to create content using any of those design applications and then be able to upload those created content into the workflow that has been created by the project manager. Now, when this content goes through the review and approval cycle, it may get commented, reviewed, and I must be able to view those comments and annotations to be able to make necessary changes, revise the content, and then re-ingest it into the same workflow so that it gets again reviewed and approved in the due course of the project. Now I've logged in as Kylie, the designer. Here, this is my dashboard. I get to see the projects that I am working on currently. I can expand these projects to see the tasks that are pending against me. I can also get to see my team tasks to understand what others in my team are working on. Let me quickly get back to my tasks, and looking at this particular project and the tasks within this project, I get to know that this is a task that had been reviewed by somebody and has been requested for some changes which I need to work upon and then resubmit this. And this task is a fresh task where I need to create some design or content and then upload into this task. Now let me quickly upload something into this. So I have already created a content which I need to just upload here. I can just go click it, or I can click and drag and drop content in this, and I can monitor how many content have been dropped inside here as well. Now when I'm done, I can just finish, which will quickly move this task to completed. Now quickly jumping into the project manager's dashboard, here you can see this is the task that I had updated from Kylie. Now when I refresh, you can see that this task would move to the completed swim lane. Yeah, now it has moved to the completed swim lane. Yeah, so this way the project manager also is aware of the progress in the workflow. So now I know that I need to do some changes on this particular content that I had initially uploaded. I can click on this creative review icon here to see what annotations have been provided and accordingly make changes to the content and then re-upload it here. So here this content has been opened in creative review. I can click on these annotations to see what are the changes that are being expected to be done on this content. Once I'm done with the changes, I can also upload the content back to this by dragging and dropping it here or opening it from my file explorer. Let's also see how we can also upload content using the Adobe application directly as a designer. Now I can log in into the NPM from within my Adobe application and access the projects and tasks from within the Adobe plugin. So from here I can directly upload content that I'm creating or working using the application directly into the tasks within NPM. I can also access content that have been requested changes. I can view the annotations and then revise and upload content back to the same tasks, the same way that we do using the NPM application. Now that was NPM from the designer perspective. Let's have a look at NPM from the reviewer or approver perspective. As a marketing director or a reviewer, I need to be able to view content, be able to precisely annotate and share my feedback to the designer, collaborate with them, get the changes required, and then approve the content. Now I've logged in as Susan, who is the marketing manager. Similar to the designer's dashboard, I'll be able to see projects in my approvers dashboard. I can expand these projects to see the tasks within. And looking at these tasks, I'll be able to know whether it is a revision task or whether it is a first time approval task. So now let me show quickly the capabilities of the online proofing tool. I'll first show with a JPG image, then I'll show with a video file, and then I'll move on to a PDF file where we can see different annotation capabilities of the online proofing tool. Let me quickly open the JPG image and show, because this is already had gone for a revision and it has come back after certain modifications. Let me show how we can compare the versions and then make a decision from here. Now using this, I can side by side compare the version 1 and version 2. So this way I can compare these two versions, and I can also get to see what was the annotation that had been given earlier. And now based on this, I can go ahead and do a toggle change so that I can see whether that change has been implemented. Now let me quickly get into a video file to see the capabilities of video annotations. Here we can do a frame by frame annotation. Now let me show some capabilities here. Now I can play the video and I can also see if I want to annotate in some place. Now here I can just quickly pause wherever I feel I need to annotate. I can move back in time, and then where required I can just make an annotation. And it gets saved in that particular frame. And then I can go ahead and do the approval as may be required. I can select between approved or requested changes based on what I've decided. Now let me quickly also show a PDF file and the annotation capabilities within that. So here this is a 2-page flyer. So I can navigate between the different pages by using this navigation option here. Now if you see here, I've already annotated here. I can zoom in to see what is this. I can select text. I can also see what has been annotated here. I can use this text select and annotate tool for selecting particular text and annotating on that. So this is applicable to all text files here. Now these are the capabilities that we have. Now we can go ahead and select approved or requested changes. Let me say approved, and then when I'm done, I can just close this and this will move to the approved state. Now that's how, as a reviewer or approver, I can use NPM to annotate and convey the changes that I need on any content, any different type of content, and get those changes implemented by the designer. Hope you were able to appreciate the features within NPM that can really make a positive impact on your perspective of digital media lifecycle and media management. With this, I would hand over the stage to Vivek for providing you more business insights. Thank you.
Thanks, Gunalan, for a quick tour on the solution demonstrating its key capabilities. So now I hope everyone got a brief understanding of how the solution can help in your business. There are a lot of key capabilities, so do follow us in our social media channel or reach out to us so that we can take you through the solution in a much deeper details. So with that, as you might have already seen it, what we started with the four problem statements, and now we are seeing how the solution provides you a better way to manage all your assets and helps you in your supply chain from the create to consumption. So all information available in one place, be it your information from your DAM, be it your online proofing, be it your workflow. So, and with intuitive search and a responsive UI and analytics, an end user can easily find their priority list and also other information what they are looking for, as you would have seen in the demo by Gunalan with the various dashboards and intuitive informations, which eventually helps in terms of reducing the time to produce assets. It can in terms of quick repurposing or finding the information with minimal clicks, right information at the right time. Throughout the system, there are efficient processes defined to ensure with review and approval cycle, you are delivering consistent and compliant media. And also the solution with its capability of managing references within online proofing ensures not only those assets are managed appropriately with regards to your brand, but also if you want to enforce any legal and other compliance in terms of two-factor authentication or other areas, that's also fully supported. This is the prime theme of the application. So eliminating disparate media silos. The information is presented in the context of a project or a campaign, but it's always stored within your DAM, completely respecting your nomenclature, and all actions that are happening, let's say it can be uploading a new version to your assets or any review on top of it, are preserved within your DAM, so that when a librarian looks at the asset or a project manager looks at the asset, they always see one version of things, and it's efficiently managed. In the demonstration, you might have seen throughout, we have standalone collaboration modules where you can collaborate within your projects, tasks, and deliverables. And also within your proofing and other areas, you can quickly annotate and reply to the comment where parallel reviews as well as resolving resolution to comments or everything being managed in the context of the problem, so that your comments are not in one place, the area where you want to comment is another place, and the user has to stitch those things. All those disparities are removed, ensuring that you have an effective collaboration moving forward. So with these key benefits, we believe that we would enrich your digital media supply chain in the best and effective way possible. And that being said, there are different downstream plugins that is available as part of the solution. And we have seen in some of the use cases where the project, one of our integration is with SAP, where your projects can get created within SAP, where you manage maybe your budgets, your material information, or your layouts. And on kickoff from there, your campaigns or your projects gets started. And once your campaigns are completed, the assets are generated for those campaigns. So we have a tight integration with SAP, which is bidirectional, and also an SAP user can find the assets generated within SAP for those campaigns which have been initiated within SAP. The next key integration, maybe you have, after your campaign is complete, maybe you want to publish those assets to Salesforce. Maybe you want those to be as part of a campaign object in Salesforce or a customer account or any new opportunities. So as you can publish it downstream to your Salesforce account, and that's completely supported. And let's say you are using Salesforce Marketing Cloud for all your social media, be it an email campaign or a social media campaign. So within, as a Salesforce Marketing Cloud user, you can browse through the system where all the approved assets for our campaigns are available, and you can pick those assets and use it as part of your social media campaigns. In the demonstration, Gunalan also showed the capability where if you are using the Adobe Creative Cloud, maybe InDesign, Photoshop, or Illustrator. You have the connectors where you can see the list of design tasks that you need to work on. You can quickly work on those, publish from your Adobe tools, and it becomes available as part of the DAM and the project. We have seen a couple of use cases where customers who are heavily working on video assets wanted us to publish the assets to Brightco, from which it gets transformed or formatted to different other social media channels, and the solution supports this as well. So you want to know more on how these plugins are available and how they work, do reach out to us, and we'll be more than happy to share the information with you. I hope the session was helpful, and we are here to solve your media generation, asset generation challenges, as well as help you in the transformation journey. For any more information needed, we have our panel members available at the booth. So kindly make yourself available and contact us. We'll be more than happy to take a further deep dive and answer you with the best possible responses on all queries you have. Once again, thanks for your time, and looking forward to meet you, and hope the session was useful. Have a great day. Thank you.